Hello everyone, my name is MC Basabe. We're going to talk about lesson 4, which is electrical system problem. Let's see for my table of contents. A is starting system. Letter B, charging system. Letter C, ignition system, and last letter D, lighting indicator and warning systems. Sa letter D ay may video na ipapanood natin. Proceed na tayo sa starting system. First bullet, slow cranking. If electrical fault, high resistance in solenoid contacts. Ano nga ba ang solenoid o saan siya nakapaloob? Nakapaloob po siya sa ating starter motor. Kapag high resistance ay pwede tayong mag-replace starter. Second, if electrical engine fault, spin main bearing causing drag on crankshaft. Ay kapag ganito naman ay mahirap siya dahil yung gear natin nasa loob siya ng engine or nasa transmission. Kaya ang mapapayo ko lang ay pwede tayong mag-rebuild enter engine. Next, typical electrical problem. Loose, dirty, or corroded terminals and connectors. Discharge or faulty battery, faulty starter motor, faulty control circuits. Next, typical mechanical problem. At yung mga problema sa mechanical. Says pistons or bearings. Hydrostatic lock from liquid in cylinders. Incorrect ignition or valve timing. Says alternator or other belt-driven device. Proceed tayo sa letter B, charging system. Ano nga ba or saan siya nakapaloob ang charging system? First, undercharging. First bullet, electrical system not fully functional. Kapag ganyan ay nakakaranas na ng problema ang ating baterya or hindi na magkakaroon ng maayos ang ating engine. Bakit? Dahil yung engine natin ay ginagamitan ng electrical tulad na ng battery. The second bullet, battery not fully charging. Bakit nga ba battery not fully charging? Dahil sa pwedeng maging reason dito yung dahil sa kalumaan ng battery or may mga corrosion. Dami na rin dito yung sa alternator. Bakit? Ang issue sa alternator ay isa pang karaniwang dahilan ng hindi pag-charge ng baterya. Third, sulfation and early battery death. Next, overcharging. First bullet, short life for electrical component. Second bullet, overcharges battery. Third bullet, increased gassing and water loss. Voltage regulator maintains constant voltage output from alternator to max output current. First, always check specs for regulated voltage. Lagi din natin i-check. Second, in non-PCM controlled 12-volt charging system. Nandito yung regulated alternator output voltage. And if outside specs, further testing needed. If overcharging, voltage regulator on and regulator ground. If undercharging, loose drive belt, faulty regulator, worm brushes, high resistance in rotor, open shorted diode, open shorted stator windings, shorted cells on battery. Naman tayo sa check ECS and most common faults first. First, drive belt slipping, shorted battery cell, and last, inadequate battery capacity. Ito na, gagamit daw tayo ng oscilloscope to check alternator ripple para sa mga faulty stator windings or diodes. Next, test voltage drops on output and ground circuit if voltage output is low. If not, if non-found, fault, fault is inside alternator. First bullet, faulty regulator. Second one, brushes. And last, faulty rotor. Let's proceed na tayo sa letter C. Ignition system. Ignition system complaints. First, non-starting. Second, hard starting. Third, lack of power. Number 4, misfiring. Number 5, lack of engine responsiveness. Meron tayo sa perform spark testing then. First, engine will not start. Second, one or more cylinders are misfiring. And last, there are drivability problems. Meron tayong mga step sa ignition system. Ito ang step 1. Remove the high tension lead or coil from the end of the spark plug. Second, step 2. Connect a spark plug tester to a boot of the coil or high tension lead and attach the clamp to a good ground. Step 3. Crank the engine and watch for a spark plug across the tester electrodes. A properly functioning ignition system will produce a blue spark. If there is no spark present, test the spark plug, wire or coil distributor cap, and rotor on the plug. If there is still no spark present, continue to the next procedure. Next procedure tayo. At ito yun. Inspect the primary and secondary wiring for cuts, abrasions, signs of arcing. Step 1. Remove the secondary wire from the center terminal of the distributor cap. Install a spark tester and crank the engine to see if there is any spark coming out of the ignition coil. Step 2. Use a test light or connect the red lead of a multimeter to the positive terminal at the coil and the black lead to a good ground with the key switch on. A typical reading is 10 to 12 volts. 10 to 12 volts daw. If using a test light, the light should illuminate brightly. Step 3. Place the red meter lead on the negative sides of the coil and the black lead on the ground. Crank the engine. The test light or meter should rapidly switch on and off, indicating the coil is being triggered. Critical to test ignition coil for proper operation. Can fail in a few ways. Primary and secondary windings open or shorted, breakdown of insulating material, diagnose the pickup assembly. Ito na, itetest daw yung vehicle kapag hindi nag-i-start due of lack of spark. Step 1. Inspect and test ignition primary and secondary windings of the ignition coils. All the coil terminals should be clean, secure, and free of corrosion. Step 2. To test the resistance of the primary windings, place the ohmmeter leads on each of the primary winding terminals. If the reading is not within specification, the coil is faulty and must be replaced. Step 3. To test the secondary windings, place is 1. Step 4. If coil readings are okay, perform daw yung spark test and procedure 12:1 to verify that coil can produce a spark which will jump at least 13 mm.